Hello everybody and welcome back to World of Warships Legends. My name is Spartan Elite 43 and tonight we are back in the Yamato. And that can only mean one thing. We're actually having a fun game in a Yamato. Like, that doesn't happen anymore, right? Like, the Yamato is completely and utterly useless. If you ask most people, actually no, it's still pretty powerful. It may not be as accurate as it used to be, but it is still pretty freaking powerful. And we're going to showcase some of that in this video. Now, obviously, you don't get to have these games very often. Unless, of course, everybody on the enemy team that you come up against is a complete and utter potato. And luckily for us, that is the case. And there's going to be some favorable RNG, and then there's going to be some ridiculous RNG that should have been, like, dev strikes, which means I should have had a lot more damage, but, you know, things don't quite go to plan sometimes. But yeah, we're going to push over to the right side. Obviously, spawning on the right side here isn't preferable, but what can you do? Now, I know making this turn in a Yamy or any other battleship early in the game is dangerous, but in order to further advance the position, you kind of have to go out wide here. And we'll show you some of that later on. Now, it says that I can lob this Alabama, but I'm not 200% sure about it. Now, obviously, we get spotted by the destroyers here in the mid-cap. And not gonna lie, these destroyers absolutely potatoed as hard as you could possibly potato. They're not even in a division. They just happened to do the exact same thing, and it did not go well for them. But that being said, they are going to capture Bravo early, which is more than I can say for our two destroyers that decided to go out to the left. Now, obviously, our destroyers on the left are going to run into a Cleveland out there, which is not preferable if you're in a destroyer, but I love the people that pop in and out of existence, you know what I mean? I take a shot here, it's actually going to turn out to be a decent shot. Knock out one of his guns, we get 3 penetration, 10k, not a huge amount of damage, and then we start getting peppered from somebody straight out ahead that has decent guns, but not amazing hard-hitting guns. So I was pretty sure who this was, and it does turn out that I am correct. But we're going to go ahead, turn our bow in, and start pushing forward. Once we see what these destroyers are doing, that's kind of our green light to go. And you can see I see these torpedoes, and I'm like, okay, well there's one of theirs that's a Kagero, obviously, and then there's another set of torpedoes. Now that could be the Kagero's reload booster, or it could be the other destroyer. And turns out I was correct in thinking that both of their destroyers were there, because they're about to be spotted, and what they do next is mind-bogglingly stupid. They're going to YOLO rush our entire team. Yes. Kagero, Le Fantasque, going to YOLO rush our entire team. It's a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it works out for him. Like, what goes through your mind in that situation? It's like, I'm in a destroyer. I can guarantee kill somebody, right? I'm gonna have all my torpedoes back, and I'm just gonna come around the corner on two cruisers and 2 battleships, and I'm sure it'll be fine. And it's not even that they're being sneaky. First guy goes down immediately, and then the second guy is shortly thereafter. Now, Conqueror kills our turpets, which, I mean, is to be expected. They have a 3-to-1 advantage over there. That Conqueror, or our turpets, didn't really have a chance. Our 2 destroyers that are over there are just playing as far away from everything as possible, and so that's not preferable. The Worcester does manage to take down the Kagero, and so all of the enemy destroyers are gone. Just like that. Just gone. So the good news is, we needed that, because this team is going to be pretty hopeless, and is going to require us to do quite a bit of heavy lifting. And like I said, there are times where this thing is absolutely disgusting. It's not as often as it used to be, but still, you don't want to find yourself on the receiving end of a broadside of a Yamy. It just doesn't feel good for anybody. Now, look, Iowa out here creeping. I'm like, okay, we'll aim a little bit higher. He's kind of pointed away from us a little bit, but he's mostly broadside. Look at this shot. Wait for it. Pow! How is that not a depth strike? Explain that to me, developers. That is the center with plunging fire. All of those shells hit. It's not my aim. That is the game saying, screw you, Spartan. That should have been a depth strike. That man was broadside to a Yamy, took every one of the rounds, and didn't die. I have no idea how that works. Now, I don't know if this Massachusetts DC'd or what. I think he did. I think this man disconnected, which is why he kind of just sailed into an island, and he's still going straight into the island. You can see his smokestacks are running. But unfortunately for this man, whether or not he's going to get back is about to run out of time. Because a broadside from a Yamy, this is what should happen to an American battleship broadside to a Yamy. Pop! 2 citadels and a depth strike, down he goes. Now, we did manage to capture this base, so that's going to help us out a little bit. We are taking shots from the Iowa, and there just so happens to be an enemy Yamato coming towards us as well, which is definitely not what you would call preferable. But you can see I'm still pushing this Alaska. I need to try to get rid of him because I need to win my side. I need to clear this so that I can focus on the other guys. Now, Iowa comes out mostly, angled to us relatively well. Not that it matters because I overmatch him, but I'd rather take a shot at this Alaska when he comes out. And now this Alaska is going to get the luckiest bullcrap I've ever seen in my life. Look at this guy. He is turning, and I am accounting for that by aiming higher. I take the shot, and every one of them miss. Yeah. Lucky me, huh? All the best RNG. That was a tight salvo, too. If that had hit, that's probably a wrap. Or at least 20 to 30k damage. But, yeah. Not to be happening today. Now, I've got a Yamy here pointed squarely at my broadside, which is not what you want to see, but this Iowa is absolutely begging for it. You can only play with RNG for so long. Eventually, it's going to catch you. Pow! Destroyed a turret, and we smashed him for 2 citadels. But, of course, we're not allowed to dev strike him, because why would that be a thing? I mean, come on. Now, we get pretty fortunate. We are angled away from the enemy Yamy, so it's not like it's guaranteed citadels for him, but it still could happen very easily. The rear has the exact same vulnerability as the front. Now, Alaska is going to eat a lot here. That was a beautiful salvo. 5 penetrations out of the 9 shots that were sent in his direction. We've got the enemy Yamy still shooting at us, still not getting a whole lot out of it, because we have to kite away. But as soon as we get an opportunity, as soon as I see him looking away from me, I zero in. I'm like, all right, here we go. Here's a chance. He is over-angled. We're looking for that shot through the side armor and into that citadel. And unfortunately, just not going to happen. We end up having shells go everywhere but to his ship. After we just dev struck one guy and then double citadel in Iowa, I can't really complain about the RNG too much, even though I felt like I was robbed there. But Conqueror broadside on 18 kilometers, once again showcasing that it's not my aim, folks. Wait for it, and pow! Down he goes. The friendly Yamy over there manages to hold that down. He gets a shot into the guy right before I do, but I'm fairly confident that guy was going to die regardless. He was pretty well tracking there. Like that was solid. That was going to be another one of those 20 to 30k salvos, easy. But the enemy Yamy here decides to go all the way broadside. This shot baffles me. I aimed this perfectly. Look at this shot. How is that not a citadel? 5 shots hit exactly where I needed it to hit, and not a single citadel. I don't understand that. Where is that? Like, that should have been a dev strike all day, every day. But no, 5 penetrations is all I get. Like, he was basically flat broadside when those shells hit him. It's not like he was turning out. He started to turn out, yes. He's trying to avoid the island. I get that. But when those shells impacted, it was like a flat broadside. It was as beautiful a look at a Yamy's broadside as you're ever going to get. Then we fire at the Cleveland across the map and using auto-aim to try to hit him and get the worst dispersion on the planet. And unfortunately, he gets away for now. Now, this is a classic case of the enemy not paying attention to the score and trying to win harder. What is this Alaska doing? He has run away from me solely to come back in and be completely broadside to me. Wait for it. Pow! Like, what are you doing, man? What is that? Like, he runs all the way around the map just to come back around the island and go broadside to me. I don't understand it, but the friendly Yamy has the right idea here. He takes a shot at the enemy Cleveland and absolutely smacks him, and that makes him an easy kill. Now, you see, I almost hurried the shot, but then I was like, I need to hit this shot. He needs to die for this game to be a win. And sure enough, we managed to hit it once again, proving it's not my aim, folks. Sometimes the game just decides to right up in the backside, you know what I'm saying? But, yeah. And now this Yamy is in trouble. He has put himself in the center of the map. His team has died all around him. There is no chance of him winning this game anymore. There are 2 friendly Yamys versus 1 enemy Yamy, and he can't bow tank us both. He is right in between both of us. So he's got to bow tank one or the other, and somebody's going to get some juicy shots. Now, the goal here, regardless, was to get a shot on this man and take him down. But the ramming option is on the table. I have 47,000 hit points, so I'd rather not ram. I have a Yamy, so I'd rather try to force him into making mistakes, and we are going to force him in to make mistakes, but unfortunately the game is going to not reward us for his mistakes. We're going to get some pretty poor RNG when it comes to trying to Citadel this man, even though he gives us opportunities. And so, watch this as we come in. First of all, he's bow tanking. He's beautiful. That's beautiful RNG for him. He gets a very good salvo. We're angled relatively well. If he aimed that into the cheek, he could have possibly dev struck me, and then I would have been really, really sad. Possibly angry. We both know how I would definitely be angry, let's be real. But this Yamy is going to push towards me. And again, watch at his angle here. This angle that he gives me is absolutely begging for a padlet. We take the shot, looks beautiful, no citadels. How? I have no idea. But here, I know he's going to reload before me. He's going for the ram. I'm going for the ram because this is a guaranteed, certified, Kraken Unleashed, and the win, baby. So, I got no problem ramming in that situation. I'd rather not. I tried not to. But at the end of the day, it's him or me, and if we have to both go down, I get the win either way. So, hopefully you guys enjoyed that 240,000 damage, high cal, Kraken Unleashed, Death Strike, multiple Citadel game, 3,391 base XP, and a Yamy. So if you like what I'm doing, punch the like button, leave a comment below, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and as always, I will see you in the next video.